With Aaron Rodgers' decision uncertain, Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers could reportedly switch their attention to a quarterback who spent time with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes on the Kansas City Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers has been the biggest name in NFL free agency this offseason, with Mike Tomlin waiting as long as necessary for the 41-year-old. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers may have a plan B in case Rodgers turns them down, with all eyes on a quarterback who spent time with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes' Kansas City Chiefs. During a recent appearance on 93.7 The Fan, veteran reporter Ed Bouchette claimed that Carson Wentz might be a realistic target for the Steelers, especially if Tomlin doesn't get to convince Rodgers. "I could see them signing a guy like Carson Wentz to be the backup," Bouchette said, via Steeler Nation. "Go with those three guys, Howard, Rudolph, and Wentz, and just muddle through this year. Regroup, and see what you can do next year for a quarterback." Wentz, 32, spent the 2024 NFL season as Mahomes' backup on the Chiefs. He made one start in Week 18, when Reid decided to rest his starters as Kansas City had nothing to play for after clinching the #1 seed in the AFC. That game ended in a brutal 38-0 loss for the Chiefs, but Wentz didn't make big mistakes. With 10 completions in 17 passes, the veteran quarterback went for 98 yards with no touchdowns but also finished the game with 0 turnovers. Either way, his tenure in Kansas City ended when his one-year deal expired in March. Reid will count on Gardner Minshew as Mahomes' backup this year, whereas Wentz is still looking for a new home. Will it be Pittsburgh? The Steelers have been keeping an open spot for Rodgers, and while the word around the NFL is that it's only a matter of when, and not if that he joins Tomlin and company, the long wait makes many wonder whether this will ultimately materialize. With that in mind, Wentz emerges as a possible alternative to strengthen the QB room. Of course, this would be a significant change for fans after months expecting Rodgers. However, it could make sense if A-Rod doesn't come to town. Tomlin already got some insurance by bringing back Mason Rudolph at the start of free agency, adding a younger prospect for the long term by drafting Will Howard in April. The third QB under contract is Skylar Thompson, who gained experience as Tua Tagovailoa's backup on the Miami Dolphins. In the event Wentz arrives, he would add more experience to the QB room and would also have a legitimate chance to compete for the starting job. Of course, it wasn't the Steelers' main plan this offseason, but Rodgers' silence has forced them to keep their options wide open. Although many experts believe the dynasty is nearing its end, the Chiefs, through general manager Brett Veach, are making every possible move to remain contenders in the AFC. Undoubtedly, the big problem lies in the offensive line. Joe Thuney has gone to the Chicago Bears, and during the 2024 season, the left tackle position was a constant headache. That's why, if they manage to protect Patrick Mahomes, anything is possible. Josh Simmons will be the starting left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs, according to a report from Adam Teacher. Simmons was selected with the 32nd pick in the 2025 draft and, if it weren't for tearing his patella tendon, he likely would have been a top 20 pick or even higher. I could see a Chiefs starting lineup in 2026 with Josh Simmons as the starting left tackle and Jalen Moore as the starting right tackle. I think that's completely in the realm of the possible. And matter of fact, if you're asking me how that's going to go, I'd say yes, your 2026 starting offensive tackles are going to be Josh Simmons on the left side and Jalen Moore on the right.